Hey, welcome back to the channel where you get to watch me build a Minimax 1100r. Where we left off last time was we had finished getting all of this put together, so the clamps are all removed, and it's actually it's going really well. So we've got that situated. So now it's time to continue working on this area right here. And so what we're working on is I actually had to make 4 of these shapes, and you can see on this one right here I've actually kind of drawn what the curve looks like. Then I'll just make sure the 4 of them match after I get the first one in place. And so basically I was just using this as a starting point. It goes right here, inside there, and it's you can see this curved line right here. I just hand sketched it, really, whatever the shape I wanted. So I was just kind of making up the shape as I was going, and so it basically comes right off of here. I kind of drew it on the outside as well. You can see it comes down here and curves around right there. That's the shape I'm looking for. It's not removing a whole lot of material, and I may actually just round that out a little bit more. I don't know, I actually like the sweep of that curve pretty good. So so one goes on each side like that, then this one will go over here in the same position, like so. So we'll get that in position, and then this one, and then what happens is these actually go right here. These go in this location so that they're in the same excuse me, the same plane as this, and then this actually gets a piece of RS9 3/4 by 3/4 that goes vertically right here from this one down to here. And then what happens with that whole shape is then you'll have the curve here. Sorry, this one just didn't want to stand up. But what'll happen is you'll have this curve, and so when your plywood comes across here, it'll actually be cut out right here, and then it'll follow this shape right here, and it actually stops before you get here. Stops right in here somewhere. And then this piece is actually finished off with 16th inch ply on the forward section. So so these have to get in, they have to get shaped, matched, and then put in place prior to sheeting the bottom. So that's what we're going to work on right now. And so what I'm planning to do is actually just take the first one, and I'm going to cut I'll cut the shape out on the bandsaw, and then once I get the shape cut out, I'll be able to smooth it on the sander and just get the shape exactly how I want it. And once I have that, then I can use it as a template to cut the rest of them. So once they're all cut and matched, and what I noticed is that we're kind of going at 2 different angles, so they won't match maybe exactly, although they're close enough together that I don't think it'll be a problem. But they may not match at an exact angle, but it'll look good anyway. So I'm not going to concern myself with trying to make sure I have this compound fact that this one's going this way and this one's going off this way. That slight difference in those two, I'm not worried about at all. So yeah, so I'll get those cut, and get them shaped, and then we'll be ready to jump. We'll be ready to yeah, keep moving forward with this nose so that we can get this, we can actually get this bottom sheeting in place. So yeah, that'll be like the next big deal. There's been this is a pretty big deal. I actually feel like this is a really big deal. So anyway, all right, off we go. All right, so I got a really nice shape that I like. So now I can take the other three, and I'm just gonna just match them up and cut the other three, and then sand them, and then I'll have four matched pieces, and then we can go over to the fuselage and start getting these in place. Okay, so I got all four of these shaped up, and they make like little hockey sticks or something, but so you can see this one is in just sitting up here in place, and then I have to figure out now where the next one will go, and it's gonna obviously sit right next to it, right there on the front edge. And then it's also going to be flush to the back edge there. So this front section right here is where this really kind of shows up. So what my plan is once I get these epoxied in place, I'll actually come back with my belt sander, and I'll shape the rest of this nose, because you can see that this one here. Let me get this one clamped in place real quick. Give me 1 second. It just kept falling on me, so I needed to get it in place. So the next one is going to be parallel to this edge right here. So it's going to come in something like that, except that it has to move forward, because obviously a straight line is a shorter distance than a diagonal line. So this very front edge, you can see where it's mismatched. I'll actually just take my belt sander and I'll just kind of fare this in right into the very front edge of this, so the whole thing will kind of have a curve all the way to here, and so that'll be easy to accomplish. And what I'll end up doing is I'll come alongside this one after I flush route this piece of plywood. Sorry about that. After I flush route this piece of plywood out along here, I'll actually just come in and make a mark alongside this one so that I can kind of follow the curve of that one against this one right here to get those two right. So what I need to do now is I need to make sure that I'll find the exact position for this one, and then I will make some marks so that I can measure what this distance is right here from the bottom of this one to here, because I have to make a piece of RS9 to fit exactly in there to keep this flush with that. So let me grab a couple things. I'll need my square, and I think that'll help me get started with that. All right, now we got to come over here and we got to match one up over here. So let me all right, so what I'm doing now is I'm just measuring what my height is for this piece of RS9 that goes back here, because that's going to really set the position of where this goes. So I'm just measuring up from here. Get my hand out of the way. Sometimes filming this requires me to do things backwards of how I normally would, but so what I'm checking out here is I'm measuring from here to the bottom of my board, and I'm 5 7/16 to my longest point, so I need to cut a couple pieces of RS9 to 5 7/16. And once I have those cut, I know where I'm going to position them because I have a couple lines here. Let me show you. I just took these lines here, just followed them back, and basically I know I've got a mark back there where they land up against the firewall, so that my RS9 in effect will be positioned like that, and then my this curved piece I have here will sit right on top of it. So so I'm going to go cut two pieces, 5 7/16, and then we'll be able to hold it up next to it and get the curve, well, the straight line on the bottom of this. We'll get that cut, and then we'll be able to get that kind of position in place. So, all right, so I got this, I got all the pieces shaped and ready to go in place. I got my plywood sanded where the epoxy needs to go. So now, geez, all that's left to do is let's mix some epoxy and get this thing put together. All right, I'll get that set up. All right, so I got all my epoxy on inside here, where the side rails here are gonna go. I got a couple brush hairs I need to get out of there. Where my side rails go, where my uprights go, and then we'll start by getting these side rails on, and then we'll put these two uprights on, square them up, shoot a couple staples in the back to hold those in place, and then we'll put these outer sections on. All right, cool. Let's do that. All right, so I got this all situated here, and you can see what I came up with. These are all in place, and what happens now after the bottom sheeting goes on, this inner section right here gets sheeted with plywood, and it slips back here and fits over these members. And after it's sheeted with plywood, it actually gets a couple holes cut in it, so you can access the mounting bolts for the engine. So, and I will cut those later, whenever it's time to figure out exactly where the engine's going to go. And it has a little bit of offset to it, so there'll be some things to figure out when it comes time to mount that. But this worked out really good. I'm super happy with what I've got here, and I'm going to be really pleased with the shape of the bottom section. And yeah, so after this, we'll be able to flush route this outside plywood off on the top edge here, and then take the belt sander and just kind of fair these in, and then we'll actually be ready to put this bottom sheeting on. So So thanks for hanging out with me and checking out the video. You know, I do appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying this series. I sure do enjoy making them. So anyway, yeah, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and that little bell next to it so you don't miss any of these, and I will catch you later.